Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm in my kitchen. It's not live, but do get involved in all the comments in the chat as well. It's pretty, cloudy in sunny Salford this morning. Not that sunny, it's cloudy. We'll get straight into it. There's a few stories doing the rounds. A lot of stories focusing in on the sort of the morning after the night before Manchester United obviously getting that win against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. We had a reaction. We had some reaction from that post-match. We had Andy Tate. You can go and check out what he had to say about it. We also had myself and Joe Smith doing our live review. So that's up on the channel. Go and check that out. And if you're not doing already, give us a like, give us a share, and hit that subscribe button. It was just a good day at the office, wasn't it, last night? So you can sort of look at it and go, okay, yes, it's Crystal Palace's slightly weakened team. Some of their bigger players didn't start. Of course, it's the Carabao Cup, which for me is the most important trophy there is, but it's not the Premier League or the Champions League or whatever. You put a little bit of perspective in there, but it was a good performance all around. I didn't have anything to moan about after the game last night, which is a rarity. Just some quotes here. There's a story in the Evening News. It says about Onana's confidence is building at United. Another clean sheet on Tuesday night. Ten Hag is adamant Onana's confidence in goal is growing following his mistake last week at Bayern Munich. Explaining his thoughts, the United boss said post-match, of course, always when it's a clean sheet, it will give the keeper confidence, and especially when you contribute with a great save, like on Saturday. Yeah, he did that great save on at Burnley on Saturday. There was some questions as well about was Mason Mount okay? Story here in the Evening News, Mount injury update. United fans may have been concerned to see Mount leave the pitch at half-time after doing so well in the first 45 minutes against Palace. However, having just come back from injury, some may have been worried that there had been a recurrence of the muscular problem, but Ten Hag alleviated those fears post-match. So I don't think there's any issue there. He should be available for the game against Palace again this Saturday. Did well, Mason Mount. It's good to see him performing well, silencing some of the doubters, some of the critics. I know it's only early days, but I think the reaction to Mason Mount has been so strange. I think he's played less than 2 games before last night, and people saying he's already a flop. He's just mind-boggling. Give the kid a chance. Give the players a chance. It's the same with Andre Onana. I think players pundits and critics looking at it after 5 games or whatever, saying, "Oh, he's not cut out for it." You can see what he brings to the team, and back-to-back clean sheets will do him the world of good. And Mason Mount's performance last night will do him the world of good as well. Also, Sofian Amrabat, I think he looks sharp as well, considering it's his first start in English football. So it was just a positive day at the office. Should we get into the takeover stuff? Because this has been doing the rounds last sort of 12 hours, shall we say. I think it was Bloomberg that broke it, the story that Sir Jim Ratcliffe was looking at restructuring his bid to buy Manchester United to try and break this deadlock. We know that since the Glazers announced their sort of strategic alternatives in November, we've had the bid from Sheikh Jassim, we've had the bid for Sir Jim Ratcliffe. There's been talk as well of hedge funds or some other sort of conglomerates coming in to try and buy Manchester United, maybe giving the Glazers an opportunity to stay, maybe buying a majority sharehold. There was talk with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the consortium, not conglomerates, that's the word I was looking for, thank you. There was talk that Sir Jim Ratcliffe was going to have a deal that would allow, or one of the deals he was offering would allow the Glazers to stay. Now, this story here, we spoke about briefly on the watch along, but I want to get into a bit more details today. So Sir Jim Ratcliffe restructures bid to buy Manchester United after concerns. Latest bid to address concerns of minority shareholders. Ratcliffe hopes to have offer accepted by the Glazers. It says here, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is restructuring his bid for United to address concerns of minority shareholders and hopes to have his offer accepted in a potential sale process begun by the Glazers last November. Ratcliffe, one of Britain's richest people, has made an offer to become the majority shareholder in United by purchasing shares owned by the 6 American siblings. It is understood this was unattractive to the shareholders who own the remainder of the club, who include Lindsell Train, Ariel Investments LLC, and Eminence Capital. Ratcliffe's restructured bid, first reported by Bloomberg, comes 5 months after he made what was referred to as his final offer. Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani is the only other publicly declared prospective purchaser of United. Doesn't mean there isn't others, but the only obviously public one. Sheikh Jassim, a Qatari banker, has made a series of bids for the club that culminated in the lodging of a 5th and final offer in June of no more than $6 billion. So it just seems like this is a little bit of restructuring this. This is just allay some of the fears, perhaps, of these minority shareholders that I've just mentioned, because it doesn't look like he's coming in with more money or he's going to sort of blow them out of the water with an offer that they go, okay, this is it then. It's just a case of this is going to a restructured offer that should keep everyone happy. We don't know the ins and outs of it. Ben Jacobs, who's been all over this story, we've spoken to him on the channel a few times. He tweeted last night, I mentioned this last night, he said, some context on Sir Jim Ratcliffe's restructuring his offer. This isn't necessarily a totally fresh or even higher bid. Sources indicate Ratcliffe has always been flexible. The only deal breaker is he wants a majority stake and control of the bid of the club. Sorry. He then goes on to say restructuring is a normal part of ongoing negotiations, and it's evidence in many ways that all active groups are undertaking advanced talks commonly associated with a preferred bidder, but just without the exclusivity. This in turn ensures some competitive tension. With Ratcliffe, if any of the Glazers stay, there will be two important parts to the talks: the club valuation or price based on percent desired, and most likely, certainly from Ratcliffe's perspective, the terms of any laddered exit for those who stay, because he was this sort of wonder that the Glazers could stay a little bit and it'd be sort of, they'd stay for a few years and then they'd have to leave. So it says here, Ratcliffe's April preference was to have a put and call clause exercisable in 2026. This either means remaining Glazers can sell at pre-agreed price, or a price will be calculated based on a set formula, or Ratcliffe could have the option to buy the remaining shares. But Ratcliffe has also discussed multiple other options and structures. I won't go into it too much. I'm sure you're all bored to tears with this. But basically what we're seeing here now is the idea that it's just a bit of restructuring. There's so many different ways and means that he's trying to get the club to Jim Ratcliffe. So Sheikh Jassim as well cannot be counted out, because anything, it feels a little bit like anything that Jim Ratcliffe does, Sheikh Jassim does as well. There's a story here I think it's in the Express. Just find it. It says here, Man United's takeover. Sheikh Jassim's stance on making new bid as Sir Jim Ratcliffe plans emerge. It says the Manchester United takeover battle is still alive as Sir Jim Ratcliffe reportedly puts plans in place to restructure his bid and convince the Glazers to relinquish control at Old Trafford. Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani isn't dormant either, and his previous actions may hint at his stance on an improved offer. So they're saying there in the Express that don't be surprised if Sir Jim does something, Sheikh Jassim does something as well, because we keep seeing this, don't we, with the two of them. There was this final offer and then there was another bid, and there was this one where it was like one of them missed the deadline and the other one missed the deadline as well. They'd ask for an extension. It's like this sort of neck and neck. 1 minute it looks like Sir Jim's the favourite, another minute it looks like Sheikh Jassim, and another minute it looks like the Glazers could be staying. I think we all want the Glazers gone. It's obviously up to you who you'd rather see take over. I think it'd be best for all concerned if whatever deal happened didn't see the Glazers stay at the football club, but that's another story. Just one final story here as well. Manchester United plotting January move for former Arsenal forward as Erik ten Hag looks to boost attacking options in the absence of Antony and Jadon Sancho. This is in the Daily Mail. It says United are said to be preparing a shock January transfer swoop for a former Arsenal forward, and it goes on to say Red Devils could enter the transfer market to sign German international Serge Gnabry from Bayern Munich. Now, this is apparently come from Spanish publication Nacional, reporting that United could make a move for the former Gunners forward in the new year. Whether Bayern Munich will want to sell him is another story, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. As always, we'll keep you posted. I'm going to wrap it up there. Make sure you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. Back later on, we've got loads of great content coming up. We've got a chat with a Spurs fan channel about Sergio Reguilon. We've got a chat with Adam Crafton from the Athletic about breaking the Mason Greenwood story and what's going on with Antony and Sancho and all the rest of it. Plus, we'll have Paddock live later on tonight. So make sure you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. I've been Jay Motti. Thanks for watching.